Teamster Power 767 Reality Check with Jeff Schenfeld and Garfield Hooper.
All right, Garfield, we're going to get right into it today.
Let's do it.
All right. So I got a call from you on Friday night that something happened again involving the Heat, involving management.
Brother, I am hot, and it ain't got nothing to do with the weather.
Yep. No, I hear you. So let's hear it.
So we had a driver during the day on Friday that was going out, and everybody was heavy. Like we had probably a dozen drivers in our building Friday that were dispatched with more work than they could finish in a day. So they were playing this game to where, hey, everybody's got to stick around, everybody's got to help out, all this kind of stuff. Well, we had one driver go to the ER earlier in the day, like because his truck was blown out. He spent too much time in the back digging for shit, and he went to the ER. He got IVs and everything. But one guy I'll give the guy credit. He's a workhorse. He goes out there and he gets it done, but he was feeling bad and he was getting around to close to the end of his day, and he decided to go to care now because he was getting a little dizzy, getting a little lightheaded. Just like the beginnings of like heat exhaustion.
Absolutely.
And,
yep.
And he goes into care now, and of course, care nows, they can't do anything. That's why we tell people that if you're starting to feel this stuff, you need to call, you need to go to the ER or call an ambulance or something like that. But he was close. There was one on his route. So he drove his truck over there and went in, got cool. Okay. They checked him out. They did, they did like an EKG, checked his heart, that stuff like that. But care now's not equipped to give IVs. They're not really equipped to do like the blood work and all that kind of stuff. They checked his blood sugar, I think he said. But he came in, the soups came and got him and brought him back to the building. And when he got back to the building, our fucking center manager, our fucking center manager said, okay, well, the care now released you back to full duty. So you've got to go back out and continue working. He spent an hour at care now getting checked out because he was dizzy and he felt unsafe. And when he came out of care now and a supervisor drove, and they didn't trust him enough to drive the truck back to the building.
No.
But when he got back to the building, he was instructed by our center manager that he needed to get a truck and go and drive back out to Allen and take 30 stops off of another driver.
So they wanted to protect the packages, basically. They didn't give a crap about him, right?
No, so they didn't give a shit about him. No, they wanted to make sure those packages got delivered. He went and he did. He went out there. He drove out there, and I talked to the driver. He went to help because I waited. Of course, when I heard about this, I waited in the building and, for him to get back and check on him and everything. And then I waited. I was there for a little while talking to a few other people, and I saw the driver. He went to help. The driver told me, he said, no, he looked like shit when he came out there. But he said that, they forced me to drive all the way out here, so I might as well take something. So that driver's life was worth 14 stops. He drove out to he drove 30 minutes from the building in a package car after being in a medical facility for heat injuries, for a heat related illness. He drove 30 minutes to another city, took 14 drivers off a driver, and then drove 30 minutes back to the building.
So it was 14 stops. And he could have killed himself or someone else along the way.
Absolutely.
And they put him back on the truck. And this is the same manager as last year.
It's the same manager that was responsible for not sending one of our drivers who all but passed out at a business to the hospital.
Yeah.
Who died 3 days later, 4 days later.
And this is happening. This is this is a load of crap.
Yeah. Okay. It's not even summer yet.
No.
Summer doesn't start for another 3 weeks.
And we're every outlet we have, I know you're gonna call. We're gonna make sure that the company pays for that. That's a load of crap. Okay, they don't care. They just don't care. And all the stuff in the contract, I mean, it means nothing to them, you
No.
know. And I mean, if no one's enforcing it, whatnot, but for them to do this is on them. This is the company just thinking they could do whatever they want. This is 100% on them. And I got to tell you, man, that's such a load of crap. Okay, these managers, supervisors, they need to pay. They need to pay. I'm not talking about money paying. That's something else. I'm talking they need to pay dearly with their jobs.
Yeah,
Okay,
I agree.
I mean, yeah.
I mean,
this
isn't something like if God forbid something had happened, if he had passed out behind that wheel, and if he driving on the highway on a Friday evening, back out to make deliveries, he'd passed out on that highway, killed somebody, killed himself.
Yeah.
I mean, that manager's decision right there could have feasibly cost somebody their lives.
Well, I mean, there was a driver out of Denton who passed out, and everything, it was just so bad. It was just everything was so bad.
This center manager over my building was the center manager in that building at that time.
Yeah, and and they're still frustrated about that. The members over at Denton for that happening, because that shouldn't have happened. Again, avoidable, right? Avoidable. Okay, avoidable injuries, avoidable accidents, avoidable deaths.
Yeah.
And there's no way she's gonna get away with this. Okay. What was her name again?
Hannah Garza.
Okay.
I've got a few other choice names for her, but we'll call her that one.
For now we're gonna call by name Hannah Garza. Everyone needs to know that this manager did that.
Yep.
Okay. And
this will be, she was in charge when our driver died last year. She was in charge when a Denton driver, he'll probably never drive again. He'll never be the same.
No, that's exactly.
And we're not even in the summer, and she's already potentially put one of my drivers, not to mention the countless other people in the public that he drove past Friday night, at risk because of 14 stops, 14 packages.
Oh yeah. And from this, and I'm going to say it, you're feeling like that, and you enough to where you're going to the doctor, or wherever it is, you're done for the day. That's it. You're done. Everybody out there, you're done.
Yeah.
Okay. If you have the heat injury,
if a manager looks at you after you come back from a goddamn medical facility for a heat-related illness or for fucking anything, and says, I'm instructing you to go back out and continue delivering, be like, just look at him and go, good luck. Write me up, please. I'm going home. I'm going to go home and see my family. I'm going to go home and take care of myself so I can come back here on Monday and continue my job. So as I don't pass out over the weekend and end up in the hospital, possibly fucking dead, or kill somebody on the way out to deliver 14 more fucking stops. Because this company wasn't prepared for a fucking short work week that happens the same goddamn time every year.
Exactly. And everyone out there should know, again, Garfield said it, a driver in his center died last year. And because of the same type of situation, management didn't do the right thing. And, his frustrations are justified. Absolutely. Okay. They're sending people out there to drive, but understand something. You have a heat-related injury, that's it. You're done for the day. You're done. That's it. You're not going to lose your job because, oh no, you didn't. No. You're done. And you go out with that. You should even be paid for your full day as well. Okay. And then you follow up with the doctor, do what you have to do, but you do not step on that truck, until you're 100%. You've seen another doctor and you've relaxed after this happens to you. So it's just unconscionable, just unbelievable that we're here again. Okay, we're actually here again, And, you know, we're going to keep doing these episodes. I don't care how many episodes of the Heat we're going to do. If these things are happening, we're going to keep talking about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Because we're trying to prevent deaths here. Okay. This isn't anything else. This is to prevent deaths. Okay. And permanent injury or it's just unbelievable. So, you know, I mean, the things that were put in place in the contract, and you know they have to, the management's got to be aware of you know, they got to know when someone's an employee's going through something, right? I mean,
Yeah.
they have to see that, they have to be trained for that, they have to, you know, look for the heat related symptoms, and these were obvious. They didn't even care. They went by, they just bypassed them and said, we need you to work, we don't care what happened to you.
Yeah.
You know, so it's and you know, if people didn't know before this, I mean, they care about the business, they don't care, you're a number, you're an employee ID. Okay. I mean, you know, as a union, we care about the people, the families, and everything. And this is disgusting. This is horrible. And we're not going to stop. We're going to make sure she pays for this one. Okay. You know,
Somebody has
and
to.
yeah, it's unbelievable. And we just wanted to bring this to people's attention again. This is the beginning,
Yeah.
you know, of the hot weather, and everyone across the country needs to understand this. You need to take care of yourself and the things you have to do, you know, stay hydrated and everything like that. But once something happens, that's it. You know, you're not going back on the road, because there's a reason why you're like that. And it could be any number of things. Did they get blood tests back? Did they do all this? No, they didn't get all that. It was just, oh no, you're fine. You know, you look good. Everything is no. That's, they don't have your best interest.
No.
So, you know, but you know, we just
Listen,
wanted to
listen,
bring this up.
Yeah, I wanted to bring this up. You know, obviously I'm hot about it, but you know, I don't want to just focus on what happened in my center on Friday. Like there are things in the contract that were put in this contract. Whether they went far enough is as a debate for a different time. But there are things that if your center going into summer haven't already implemented some of these things, you need to bring it up. Whether it needs to be with your management, whether it needs to be with your local, whether it needs to be with your safety team, whoever. If you've got to file a grievance, you know, some of these things are spelled out. Like you're supposed to provide each building with an adequate amount of potable drinking water, sufficient for the number of employees working on each shift. So whether that be water bottles, water fountains, whether that be the new water jugs, that one's in there one time. Provide number 2, provide it on a one-time basis, each regular package car driver with a 1-gallon durable insulated container who has not received an insulated water jug from the company. So like last year they gave out the brown ones that have the UPS symbol on them. Those are not 1 gallon. I think they're a half gallon.
Yeah.
So they've got new blue ones that they've been giving out. Those are 1 gallon. So if you haven't received one of those, you need to go up to your management team or your safety committee or whoever and say, hey, where's my fucking water jug? Because, you know, that's a 1 gallon. You can fill it up with ice, fill it up with water. You know, it'll stay cool all day. You know, even if you're using if you've got your own cooler and stuff that you keep water and drinks and stuff too, it's always good to have an extra thing of water around. You know, just in case it gets too hot out there. You never want to be caught out there without enough to drink.
Yeah, it's just, and you know, the company's supposed to monitor employees, but you know, you could see that they don't care. So what we have to do, the safety committees across the country, they need to, you know, go the extra mile. And I'm not saying they don't, but we have to protect ourselves, everyone in the safety committees. And you know, it's life or death. I mean, it's life or death. I mean, my God. I mean, we're monitoring. We're looking at people. I mean, you know, every day we're looking at people, seeing if they're okay. You know, you can tell sometimes, you know, in the morning people are, you know, you ask them. I think more questions are being asked amongst the union members. You know, because you're looking out to see for other people. You know,
and you have to be willing to make that call too. If you get sent to help somebody, or somebody gets sent to help you, and you can look at them and see that they are not doing well, be like, look, like send them off. Like you know, taking work off of somebody. That I was sent to help somebody several years ago, God, it had to have been like 2015, 2016. They sent me to
Yeah.
help somebody. Some kid was some rookie was on a route out next to mine, and he was drowning out there. He'd been running it, or he didn't know the area or whatever. He had like 60 stops left, and I was finished. It was like 6:30, but I got out there and the dude was drenched from like head to toe, and like you could see that he was struggling. And I told him, I said, you need to stop and take a break. And he sat there, he had some cold water. I said, I got him some over there, checked him out. And I was like, how do you feel, man? What's going on? What's going on? And he's like, man, it's just like, I'm just really struggling out here. I spent a lot of time in the back of the truck. So I called up the soup and I said, hey, you sent me to take some work off of this guy. I think he probably needs to seek some medical attention. If nothing else, like he needs to be done for the day. So like, I was like, give me all your pickups. So we pulled all of his pickups off his truck, put it on there. I handed him the keys to my truck. I said, you drive my truck back to the building and I'm going to finish your route. And I was out for a couple more hours, but that guy ended up, when he got back to the building, they, he was struggling so bad. They ended up taking him to the hospital. He ended up having to get like a couple of bags of IV fluid and everything. He was dehydrated. He was like, there's no telling what another 60 stops would have done to that guy. But like you as a Teamster brother or sister have to be willing to make that call. Like, don't think about, oh, well, I want to get home to my kids or I want to get home to my wife or everything. You got to look at that. That's your brother or sister right there in front of you. And you got to say, hey, you shouldn't be doing this. Like you're clearly struggling. Just like that driver did Friday night. He said, you don't have to take anything from me. I got higher seniority than you. I don't have to give you shit. But if you want it, I'll give it to you. He's like, so the guy said, he was going to take it. So he took it. But they wanted him to take 30 stops. He ended up only taking 14. Done a couple of streets out there. But we have to take responsibility for that too. We can't let our brothers and sisters be at risk. So be aware. It's not just up to the company. It should be. No. The company should take it seriously. But they don't. We know they're not going to. So we have to pick up that slack. We have to take care of each other.
Yep. So again, the lives depend on it, and it's basically the buddy system. You know, and again, not everyone likes each other. No. This goes beyond that. This goes way beyond that. Yeah. This is no matter who it is. Yeah. We help each other. Yeah. That's it. There's no other way. Okay. So this was very important because once again it's coming up, and we want to make people aware of, hey, if it's happening in Garfield Center, possibly happen in another center, and we want to put the information out there. Know your rights, know what you can do, and know that, hey, your life is more important than a box.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, but for myself and Garfield, everyone have a good day, safe day.
We all deal with national language, but on this podcast, when it comes to supplemental language, we deal mostly with the southern region. And as always, it's best to get advice from your local stewards or business agents. If you would like to reach out to us with any questions, we have an email address, 767realitycheck@gmail.com. That's 767realitycheck@gmail.com.
And remember, strong people stand up for themselves, but the strongest people stand up for others.